Hey guys, let's talk intrusive thoughts. I'm a health visitor in England and I want to talk to you about anxiety and intrusive thoughts. So, intrusive thoughts are unwelcome, unwanted, typically very negative, sometimes can be horrific thoughts that you have uncontrollably popped into your head, and they can become an obsession. I just want to start off by saying I am a health visitor and a qualified mental health nurse. However, I'm not a counsellor or a therapist. However, we do offer listening visits to mums who are experiencing or struggling with their mental health, anxiety or low mood. I would always suggest seeking support from a health visitor or your GP, or depending on where you are in the world, in the country, you can access support from places like Talking Change or iTalk. Now, my own personal journey of trying to deal with intrusive thoughts, which particularly are involved with the loss of loved ones, in particular my children. Every night I used to convince myself I'd wake up and they wouldn't be there anymore. I don't know how much you're allowed to say words on here, but I would imagine they wouldn't be alive in the morning, and it was crippling. One of my biggest passions in life is supporting parents and other mums in particular with their mental health, because I just want everyone to enjoy this journey as much as possible, and mental health can be a significant barrier of that. Anyway, my absolute top tips of what have helped me minimise my anxiety from someone who's experienced intrusive thoughts since they were at school. Number one, present the facts to yourself as if you were in court of law. Is there any evidence as to with this intrusive thought? I know we're trying to rationalise something irrational, but if you went to the court and you presented this evidence, is the likely outcome that yes, your child is going to be passed away in the morning? Likelihood is no. 2, labelling it to yourself and saying this is an intrusive thought. Telling yourself this thought isn't real, this thought is intrusive, and sometimes just saying that out loud can be very, very helpful. 3, what if, so when you think to yourself, what if my child isn't alive in the morning? What if they are? Counteract that thought as much as you possibly can until it becomes a habit of, well, what if they are? What if this horrible thing doesn't happen? Because the likelihood is it isn't going to happen. And finally, try grounding techniques to try to help you be more present in the moment, basically mindfulness. And the one that particularly helped me was the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I can't remember the exact order it goes in, but I just do it whatever I'm feeling at the time. So 5, what can you see? 4, what can you hear? 3, what can you smell or taste, or what's touching you? Then the other ones are 2, touch, 1, taste. And it just helps you be a bit more present in that moment. We're not going to try block those intrusive thoughts out. We're going to try to recognise them, but also recognise them for their irrational belief. They're not fact. And that's another really important thing to remind yourself. This is not fact. Just because I'm thinking this doesn't mean it's going to happen. And the more you practice challenging those thoughts with a what if it doesn't? And the court of law one is one of the biggest ones that helped me, because what is the evidence this is going to happen? It's your mind tricking you into believing something that there's no factual evidence for. So I hope that helps, and if anyone's got any other hints and tips, please put them in the comments. But also, please, guys, just as a reminder, if you are really struggling with these thoughts and they're becoming, all-consuming, or they're stopping you from going about your daily life, or you're just feeling shit with them, then please seek out with some help and support. In England, in particular, like I said, with the Talking Change and the iTalk, they're different services depending on where you are in the country. If you've had children in the last 2 years, you're actually at the top of the priority list to be seen and spoken to, and that's with the NHS. So, please reach out and don't suffer alone. And it does not mean you will be referred to social care. We want to support mums with their mental health. Sending you lots of love. And dads, of course.